Well, a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Monday night. I had to think then, been a long day already. But Monday night, we are starting Season 5 off with Division 0, which, for those that you don't know, is the open division that's been created this season. Basically open to anybody from all divisions to just turn up on a Monday where we are tonight, and we have a standard race of normal qualifying and 50% race, and on Thursday we will run again on a different track, and that will be a full qualifying session. So obviously the 3 sessions in that. So very exciting this year, but everybody can get involved in it. And there is a point system, so obviously those that are in Division 1 don't necessarily get all of the points every single week, or there's a multiplier, so we'll make it interesting. But let's jump out on track and see who we've got going out as early postmakers. First, I think we're looking at one of the Mercedes. Looks like it's going to be Riker. So let me just get my pad together. Riker is a Division 3 driver. I'm not sure which of the Red Bulls he's got behind him. It would either be KVKFC or Brent. Both Division 1 drivers, or Division 1 reserve for Brent in Season 5 coming up. Okay, so I normally always jump on with the first person, so it looks like it's going to be Brent. So let's jump on board with Brent. And we'll see what marker time he can put down. But the lineup today in the Red Bull, we've got KVKFC and DTR Brent, as I say, both Division 1 drivers. KVKFC, oh no, he's a Division 2 driver, my apologies. He's a reserve in Division 2, so still quite a quick team, but that's Brent's qualifying session over. So he will be starting at the back of the grid. Okay, so let's jump on board with KVK, so Division 2 reserve driver. So tonight in the Ferrari we have, who do we have in the Ferrari? JLC 1707, who isn't actually assigned to a division this year, has literally just signed up for the open division, which is like everybody is welcome from Division 1 to 5, or people that are unable to make race days as well, which we do have a few of. He is in the Ferrari with brother Adam, who is a Division 5 driver, so we've got a bit of a mix in that one. Let's have a look. KVKFC now coming across, set the fast lap of a 117.9. Then just behind him, who do we have behind him? Looks like, no, it's not Mamba, it's, I have no idea who that is behind, sorry, apologies, trying to catch up with them. Right, okay, well I can see we have the 2 Alpines, 2 Mercedes coming round. I'll get this right in a minute, it's been a long day, start of the season, so to blow off those cobwebs. Ready for Division 1 this year. We also have lost Jay Espadero, so not a good start for him. I think this was one of his rookie races tonight. So we'll see what he can do from the back of the grid. Right, jumping about, who do we have? Skipper is on an out lap. Behind him, obviously, we will have KVKFC. He will be on an in lap. So whilst we're blabbering away, Dimex has put in the fastest lap of 117.520 with Lanzi behind on 17.915. As they both Division 1 drivers, so we would expect them to be towards the top there. KV is coming into the pits. Who do we have out on a lap at the moment? Is it Robsu, I think, coming through? And Robsu goes into 7th with a 19.5. So Robsu he's a Division 3 driver. So a fairly decent time for him there. And Felix the Pirate there, plonking it straight into 2nd place, 17.773. Felix Division 3 driver as well, but I think it's going to be one of the quicker drivers. Could quite easily make it up into Division 2 and potentially reserve quite well in Division 1 if he is needed. So who do we have coming round? Now we have a Haas of Guna, currently in 7th and 18.973. Division 4 drive for Guna this season. Was in Division 2 last year, but with the restructuring this year, has dropped down a couple of divisions, but will be ultra competitive in that division. Okay, so who do we have on a lap? Looks like Skipper is just putting a 120.216. The Division 5 driver there, 3 seconds off of the pace. But as I say, we don't expect him to be there. Mamba popping up into 2nd place with a 17.621. Really, I'm quite hopeful that Mamba has a much better season this year. Last season, as I think someone said to me once, if it wasn't for bad luck, Mamba would have had no luck whatsoever. So let's hope he has a better season this year. Okay, so who do we have out? So Bog now on an out lap in the beautiful orange McLaren there. Currently not setting a time, but it's quite usual for Bog just to sit there a bit and wait for the track to calm down a bit, and then he will go out. I'm hoping the stream's all right. Looks like I've got a bit of juddering. I don't know if my internet's not brilliant, but some streams better than no stream. Okay, who's coming across? Brother Adam is just about to start his lap. Going to jump on board with Bog now coming into the final section. We'll see what time Bog can put on the board. Looks like he's backed off this one, so he's doing 2 warm-up laps. Get those tyres nice and toasty. So let's stay on board with Bog for the moment. See who else is out on a lap. Hans Brewer's on an out lap. Guna. Not sure if Guna is on a lap. Let's just jump up and see where Guna. No, Guna's getting out the way. So ERS is down 18.973, his best effort so far. He'll come into the pits, put a fresh set on and go again. Excuse me. Man like Donkey there putting in 19.0, moving himself up into 10th place in the Alfa Romeo. Division 3 driver, so we would expect him to be around about mid-table-ish. Okay, let's jump, see how Bog is doing coming into the final sector now. So much time can be lost and gained coming through this final chicane. Probably a bit late on the apex there, but clean through nevertheless, gets on the throttle early, so 40, 15, 16, 17, 18, so 18.7 for Bog at the moment, puts him up into 8th place, so good effort there by Bog. We'll see if he stays there. JLC 707 just starting his hot lap now. Next over the line, it's going to be one of the Mercedes, and it's going to be Riker, currently on a 19.7. Oh, he's backed off on that lap, so he's recharging to go again. Who else do we have? Is that JLC? Not sure if he had him off or was getting out of the way there, but no damage done. Looks like next we are going to have an Aston Martin, so it is Mamba going to go for another lap. He has, he's charged up his battery there, he's got that pretty much full, so he'll be going for this now. Just see who is behind him. Lanzi is a bit further around. He's going to stay on with Mamba for a bit. Right, so Mamba coming round towards the end of sector 2 now. We'll see how his time is in reference to his original. So he's a 10th down. Not a lot, he can pull that back in the final sector, but needs to pull back 3/10 to get him, or a couple of, about another 10, yeah, so 3/10 overall to put himself on to pole position. But still 6.5 minutes left, so long enough to go out for another run. Here we go, Mamba now coming round the final corner and puts it to 17.4, so he did indeed make up over 2.5 tenths, nearly 3/10 in that final sector. So a cracking lap by Mamba, putting him on provisional pole position. Who are we next? So out on track we have Riker, who is back there. Skipper's on an outlap, so Composite is going to be the next across the line. Let's just jump, see how Composite does. Rides the curb quite well there, and he's going to power probably a little bit earlier, but he's through towards the start finish line. We'll see what time he can put on. Currently 120.3, increases that, well, reduces that, sorry, to a 119.425, putting him up into 14th position currently. Next up, who is next round? I'm losing it. I think it's going to be Skipper starting a lap. So sorry for the juddering there. Just trying to find out exactly where we are. So Mamba coming into the pits, so we'll put his fresh set on and we'll go again. So Skipper, see how Skipper does. Coming up. Difficult corner to get right, and this one here, little lift there by Skipper just to be on the safe side. Let's find DRS open. Let's see where he sits at the end of sector 2. He's half a second up on his time, so he's looking at 19.4. We'll move him up a place, but if he can take more out of it in the remainder of the lap, he could shoot himself up a few places here. So he's stay on board with Skipper. Go, takes that corner well on to the throttle. He'll be going as fast as he possibly can now to cross that line over 19.139, moving him up into 15th, just ahead of his teammate for the day. So Felix into 5th place with a 17.773. Who do we have out next? We've got Dynex around the back. I'm not sure if he's on a lap or easing off. Just ahead of him we have the AlphaTauri of Hansboer. Coming into the final sector now. We'll see what time he can put on the board, and then we'll just jump back, see Dynex. I'm not sure if Dynex, as I say, is on a full lap or just a recharge. seems pretty close here. So Hansbauer 18.5 and to 18.3, and Dimex plonks it on the pole position with a 17.306. I look forward to commentating on Dimex this season. Back in Division 1 was his first outing in Division 1 last season, and I think it took a while just to find his feet, but I think as soon as he did, let's just have a jump on with Bog, see what time Bog's going to put across, from 18.7 into 10th place. But yeah, Dimex and No Joke as well, both sort of took their time just to find their feet in Division 1, but they showed some very promising driving towards the end of the season, and I honestly think they'll be good this year to pick up a few points. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. Right, on a lap, who have we got coming towards the end? Is that Boss? No, it's not. Okay, next we are looking at Mercedes, which is Dimex. Is he going to come in, or is he just recharging? No, he's coming in, so he is, I think, done for today, but it's over to 17.3 for everyone else to catch him now. Who have we got? So Rob, where's the other Haas? Guna coming around, currently 18.9. Oh, it's a 7-minute lap. That is very, very slow, Guna. I assume he's recharging and going again, which he is. So we'll keep an eye on him there. JLC 1707 is over half a second up, so 20.964 for him into 17th position. So no division currently assigned to him, so we're not 100% sure on pace, but seems to have an awareness of getting himself out of the way, which is always a pleasure to see. KVKFC putting in a pole position time there, over 17.226. So okay, who is next across? One of the Haas, so it's going to be Robsu on to his final lap. Looks like we have a spinner who is out of, I'm not sure if it's Brother Adam or a man like Donkey. We seem to have lost both on this lap. But stay on board with Guna now, coming across. We'll see what times at 18.973, so 18.6 improves by 0.3, puts him into the top 10. Guna is currently adjusting to racing on the wheel, so it's I think everybody thinks it's going to be nice and easy getting on a wheel and you'll be quicker, and it's not. It's a completely different driving style. Mamba there putting in a 17.404, improves on time but not on position. Unfortunately, Lanzi there coming into the pits. Bogorovsky across the line with an 18.1 into the top 8. Cracking that by Bog. Again, Bog did find an awful lot of pace towards the end of last season. Queener there, his qualifying is over. He's parked up waiting for his McDonald's. Riker into the pits. Who else do we have out? So Queener is parked up. So the only person left on a lap is Queener, who's not going to do anything more on that. So we have our first Division 0 pole position. Is it time up? Yeah, it is time up, yeah. So first pole position goes to KVKFC in the Red Bull today. So Division 2 reserve picking up his first pole position. Second place we have Dimex in the Mercedes Division 1 driver, putting in a good lap, 17.305, followed by Mamba with 17.4. Fourth place goes to Lanzi, and rounding up the top 5 will be Boss Mots. So, I'd say the pretty much Division 1, Division 2 drivers towards the top. So it's quite staggered out, really. So Bog putting himself in a good position in 8th place. But then let's run through the grid here as a KVKFC taking pole position for Red Bull, Dymex in 2nd in the Mercedes. Mamba taking 3rd place in the Aston Martin, Lanzi 4th in the Alpine, Bosmots 5th in the AlphaTauri. 6th Felix Lapira in the Alfa Romeo. Adam comes home 7th, or qualifies 7th in the Aston Martin. Then Bogorovsky in the McLaren. Great job into 8th there. Quina in 11, in 9th, Queen 11 in 9th, then Hans Buer in 10th, then we have Guna, Robsu, Riker, Brother Adam, Man Like Donkey, Skimper, Composite, JLC, Brent and Espadero. Okay, so we're just waiting for the drivers to select their setups ready for the race, obviously with the new tyre choices as well. Hopefully it will allow for a little bit more split strategy in the races rather than the typical medium hards or hard mediums. But we will wait and see on that. Whilst we're just having a wait, what I'm going to do, just pop up the calendar here for the Season 5 Open Division. As you can see, we've got multiple rounds there. Round 1 obviously today in Spain. Round 2 will be this Thursday, which is, at Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah circuit, and that will be, as I say, the full qualifying. Then we've got USA, Japan, Belgium, Brazil, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, China, Azerbaijan, Singapore and the Netherlands. Then what we will do is, once Christmas comes, we will open up the Open Division B, which will do the rest of the tracks that we haven't raced on yet. So don't worry, everyone will race pretty much every track. Obviously I didn't need to do this before, but this time I'm just quick check, see what tyres everybody's on. KVK at the front going for the hards. Pretty much everybody else down to 10th. Well, everyone else down to 10th going for the mediums. Guna trying something different on the softs. Then we've got Robson mediums, Rika hard, medium hard, medium, hard. So we've got a bit of a mixture in there, but Guna seems to be the only one that's trying a completely different strategy. So it's going to be quick in the opening few laps, but he's going to lose grip pretty quickly on those medium tyres. Dymex there putting in a good lap there to put himself up into 2nd place on the grid, but couldn't quite topple KVKFC. Do apologise, I missed your lap entirely. Okay, 33 laps of Circuit of Catalunya in Spain. So we've raced here many times before. I think most people know it pretty well. 16 turns, clockwise direction. We have 2 DRS zones. Overtaking not as easy as it could be, but I'm sure we'll see with the different divisions we could see a few moves, especially after the pit stops. So we're just waiting for JS Badero there to set into his grid position and then pray for a decent camera angle, which I'm not going to get. So I'm going to jump on board with Dymex at the start. Lights are out and away we go. The Open Division is underway. we are running down to turn number 1. It's such a bad camera angle. We have contact there. Boss Mott's unfortunately coming off worse on that and going, just being spun out ever so slightly, but not the end of the race for him. It just does mean that he will be at the back of the, well, pretty much at the back of the pack. Where is he? Down in 12th, so not too bad, can still recover from that. But out front, Dimex taking the lead from KVK FC off of the start. KVK FC actually dropping down into 3rd place, so Lancy already up and through into 2nd. Here we have Felix around the outside of Mamba. Jump behind Bua because we can see it a lot better. It looks like Mamba has the better of him on this occasion. But here we go on to start finish line for the end of lap 1. So obviously fastest lap by Dimex leading across the start finish line. And we have a safety car. Why have we got a safety car? Is that a full safety car? No, yeah, it's a full safety car. So I'm not quite sure. Who did we lose? We lost Brent. Oh, Brent. Didn't see what happened there, but we do have the 2 Williams stacking. Looking at serving a penalty there, both front nose replacements. So I wonder if the Williams might have had a bit of coming together with the Red Bull of Brent. Okay, so we have safety car number 1. It's got an awful long way round, isn't it? Where are you? It's between turns 3 and 4, so it's has pretty much gone to the end of sector 1, waiting for the cars to catch up. And we have who's into the pits there, KVK. So has he got damage? Can't see any damage on his wings. Hasn't had anything changed, but puts on a fresh set of, oh no, goes on to the mediums now because he started on the hards. Wonder if that is a choice that he is regretting, or he's just hoping. I think 30 laps on the mediums is going to be a little bit too much, but prove me wrong. Guna into the pits as well, so not a good start by Guna, losing 6 places. Composite getting a drive through for speeding underneath the pit lane. What do we have already on the penalties in Skipper and Composite both? So both Williams will have to do a drive through after coming into the pits behind each other. They are going to have to go into the pits behind each other again to serve a drive through. J.S. Badero there with a 5-second penalty, but that is all that we have. But then we are only lap 3. Okay, so out front, Dimex happily in the lead, taking that from turn number 1. So getting much better takeoff than KVK on the inside. We'll see if we are going to get any rain today. There is apparently an 11% chance that it will rain. So not very high, but I'll try opening a little app I have just to see if by any chance that will give us what the weather is likely to be. Okay, so still behind the safety car, losing just the one driver so far, which was Brent. Unfortunate incident at turn between turn 15 and 16, so I'm not quite sure what happened because we were following the leaders, but yeah, nevertheless he is out of the race. So just having a look, minuscule chance of rain I think towards the end of the race, but I don't think that's going to affect us at all today. So safety car is in this lap. Dimex will become the pace car. Let's hope for a decent clean start. When is Dimex going to go? He's gone. And he's got the jump quite. Oh, would have done, but he lost it. Coming out of that corner, he would have had a good jump on Lanzi, but now Lanzi has the better drive and makes the move up the inside, but Dimex is not giving up on that as he finally has to concede the position, but that was a good little battle there. What have we got going further on? We have lost Bosmots again. Not having the best of races, but that is such a tricky corner, especially if you get caught on the inside. It will spin you around quick as anything. Skipper into the pits for his drive-through. Back at the front, Dimex takes the lead back from Lanzi. Look at the chat, Kai. Good to see you tonight, Kai. I say good luck for this season. I'm sure that win's not too far around the corner for you this season. I say some good results towards the end of last year, so I look forward to seeing how you get on this season. Meanwhile, on track, Dimex now starting to pull away from Lanzi. Looked like he just had a really bad start under the safety car. Initially got the jump, but then I think got a little bit of a loose back end, shall we say. Took him wide and unfortunately cost him the run down to turn 1 on Lanzi, but it didn't take long to get back past him. So where is everybody? So right, okay, we have Queener down in 10th. He is, I think, just behind Riker, yeah, so we'll see if he can work his way past. Just ahead of both of them, we've got Bogorovsky in 7th position, so he's up 1 from his starting grid position. And then we are all very much nose to tail, but obviously the safety car has caused that, and that's going to change as the race goes along. Who was that? Was that Mamba? So Adam up into 2nd place now, made a good move, but Lanzi looking at taking it back as well. So far we've seen move, counter move, move, counter move. It's good to see Dimex now pulling away at the front, 2.3 seconds clear, but then this battle going on behind is really helping him. But Lanzi very reluctant to give up on that 2nd place. but he does have the Aston Martins of Adam ABXMT, isn't it? Just figured that out. So yeah, ABXMT in third, and Mamba in the other Aston in fourth. And we've got a bit of a train going on behind. Looks like Lanzi is holding it up ever so slightly. Brother Adam there. Was it Brother Adam that spun? Yeah, so Brother Adam having a bit of a hard time at the moment, but it's better to get it out of the way now after when the season starts. So very excited by the season this year. I think we've got 5 very balanced divisions. Certainly in a few divisions there's probably 15 drivers could win a race on the day. So I hope to see some super close, hard but fair racing, to be honest with you, across the division. So should be quite interesting. Obviously, as you know, that starts on the 6th of December. A week before then we will have a pre-season race. I think it's going to be at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, but that will be confirmed. Okay, so who is anybody looking at making a move at all? We seem to be very much follow the leader at the moment, other than Dimex, who's gone. KV making up a place there, so trying to work his way back. We have a yellow in sector 1, man like Donkey. Again, not having his best race. Skipper, has he still got that drive through to do? Oh no, it's 5 seconds. I was going to say, if he's still got a drive through, he's going to get himself disqualified, but it's not right. So let's get back to where the battle is going on at the front here. I'm going to jump on board with Mamba because he seems to be pretty much in the middle of it, but this train or snake basically goes from second all the way down pretty much to Robsu in 8th, Bogrovsky there in 7th place. 6th we have Hans Boer, Felix in 5th, 4th Mamba, which we're on board with Adam in 3rd, Lanzi in 2nd, but Dimex seems to have checked out at the front. Nearly 3.5 seconds clear now. So ABXMT, as Adam was known as, I believe he won the Division 3 Championship last year. I think it was quite close between him and Stuart towards the end. I'm not sure, I think it was Stuart and Billy, I think, was involved in it as well. So it was quite a good climax in the final race of the season. It's always good if you could take a championship down to at least, you know, last couple of races is nice, but you do get it where people run away with it. So Dimex again pumping in fastest lap after fastest lap, 20.898 there. I think Mamba's starting to get a bit impatient now, being stuck behind Adam. Wants to get past and have a go at Lanzi himself, because obviously that gap at the front. Mind you, the gap at the front has come down. I don't know if Dimex has made a small mistake, but that he's lost well over half a second on this lap. Apologies, he's camera angles this year are absolutely shocking sometimes. Okay, so starting to spread out ever so slightly now. Man like Donkey losing a place to brother Adam. A 15 man like coming in is not having the best of days, losing a place there to JLC as well. So I'm not sure if he has damage. But back at the front, Adam, he's desperate to get past, but it's so difficult here. Although you've got the DRS, if the car in front decides to use its DRS in a defensive way, it is so hard. I think I followed Racing Ryan round here for pretty good 25-30 laps of the race, and just didn't have enough to get past. So it can be a frustrating afternoon. So the gap's spreading out just a little bit now. Hansborough losing pace behind Felix, but he is under pressure from Bog. But then behind Bog we've got Robs, who is further 2.5 seconds back. So as I say, the gaps are really starting to form now. 11 laps in, we're going to be seeing an element of tyre degradation on those mediums that they started on, obviously 10 lap old mediums. So I think the pit stops are probably going to start around about lap 14, 15 for the standard medium. So Bog not able to close in on Hansborough there, but Mamba is able to close in on his teammate, and not only is he able to close in, oh, I thought he was past. So Mamba now putting his teammate under immense pressure, obviously wants to get past. So the gap at the front now back, stretching back out again, it's back out to 4 seconds. KV all over the back of Riker. Is he going to go for a move up the inside? I don't think it's on for that. Guna also all over the back there, but I don't want to move away from this at the front, because I said the two Aston Martins, although obviously they are teammates in the same car, there is no Constructors' Championship in Division 0 or Open Division, however you would like to call it. So Mamba coming into the pits now, so he'll be looking, I would have thought, to try and do the undercut. He'll be going on to the hard tyres. We'll keep an eye on him and see how he fares, whether he can get a jump on Adam and potentially Lamsey at the front. So he's out. What position is he going to rejoin in? Currently down in 10th, down to 11th. Hansborough dropping a place to Riker, and then that corner where there is just no space available. See a lot of incidents there, unfortunately. So right, okay, back at the front, Adam putting pressure. Who have we lost? Espadero. Yep, looks like the McLaren has had a bit of an off going through turn number 3. AV is, so Riker has been, why has Riker been disqualified? Where is he? How has that happened? Please, not a safety car. Is it going to bring out a safety car? He's down, looks like turn 1. Not quite sure how he spun out over there. Certainly pointing in the wrong direction, but we have got away without a safety car, which is good. Adam still on the back of Lanzi. Apologies, I'll get rid of the tyres in a minute. I just wanted to see Mamba there losing a place to. Is he struggling with the, looks like Mamba is struggling with the hards. So just keeping himself out of the way, waiting for the cars to come past. Right, there you go. If you want a example of how to rejoin when you've spun off, there you go. Absolutely perfect. So an example to everybody there, member. Unfortunately, it's not going to help your race now after being in such a good position and potentially looking at the undercut, dropping to the back of the field. So when are we going to see pit stops? Dimex certainly is not. He's more than comfortable on those tyres. Adam staying out as well. Bog, is he going to stay out? We're looking around about getting on for the time. JCL has been disqualified now as well. It looks like he is essentially beached. Well, that's really handy if the AR can take out all the marker boards. So now anybody honestly, Codemasters, what is it with this game? But yeah, so here the AI has now driven directly through the brake markers. So anybody that is not using the racing line, good luck today. I'm trying to guess where those braking points are. So Adam's still half a second behind Lanzi, who is now 5.5 seconds behind Dimex. Is Dimex going to come into the pits this time? He is. And we'll see if Lanzi and Adam are going to follow. Lanzi stays out, so does Adam. See if Bogorovsky decides to pit. He's in a fantastic fourth place. So Bog does pit. Robsu pits, KVKFC will obviously stay out just for a couple of laps because having that damage early on. So where is everybody going to rejoin? Dimex back out into third position. KVK up into fourth, and Bog currently in eighth. Is he going to come out in eighth, or is he going to be overtaken by his teammate? Well, his teammate does have penalties and still a stop to make as well. So let's jump back to the front. So keep an eye on, looks like Robsu is losing. Oh no, I think it was Bosmots again on those hard tyres. So Adam is in. Lanzi continues around for one more lap, but Adam calls time, comes in to get rid of those 16 lap old mediums, put some fresh hards on. So Dimex will come round and regain second place. He's not a huge distance ahead of KVK, but KVK obviously does have. Oh no, he doesn't, because he started on the hards. So he, I mean, if he could drag these out to the end, then no, he doesn't have to pit again. But I think they're going to be screaming towards the end of the race. Yeah, they're screaming now. That's certainly put some heat through him. So you need to cool those down for a couple of corners. We're making up a position there on Felix. It looks like down the start finish line. Bosmot's now into the pits. And we're looking at, he'll be past Skipper in the next couple of laps, I would have thought. Right, so back at the front we have Dimex is the, or will be the race leader now, because Lanzi dipping into the pits has taken those tyres 17 laps on the mediums, giving himself 16 laps on the hards. Surely will not go for the softs. No, he doesn't. So Lansley putting on a fresh set of hard tyres. Will obviously want to get out in front of Adam again. And here comes Adam now, and so Adam losing out there, so roughly 2 seconds on that lap. But as I say, I think a lot of that is due to tyre warm-up. So I think, or maybe excellent. I'm not going to get there. I'm just going to call you Adam. But Adam, I think he's going to close him down hugely on this lap. Remember, past Skipper. Up into 12th place, we'll look at hunting down Felix, currently 6.5 seconds ahead of him. So still 16 laps to go, including the one that we are on, so plenty of time. KBK did indeed have enough of those mediums. Coming for another fresh set of mediums, which you can do, obviously starting on the hards. So who still has to stop? We're already looking at Queener is, well, stopping now, and Espadero 17 laps on those hards. Coming in shortly to put the set of mediums on, so he should be a little bit quicker, but obviously he's going to be far behind after that pit stop. Okay, so who is coming as a Queen that does now pit Mamba with the fastest lap with a 20.4, so he is close down 2 seconds on that last lap. Oh no, he hasn't, sorry, no, it's because Queen are pitted, so he's obviously come out behind. Oh, who was that? That was Queen himself, so Mamba says thank you very much and takes a free position, so now just over 5 seconds away from the points. That's a shame because it was looking so good for him at one point. Have a yellow in sector 3, which is Espadero. I think he might want to come in and put a fresh set of mediums on. So Bob coming under pressure from Robsu, just doing enough to keep him behind him there. Felix losing. Oh no, he didn't notice. It's, we've got a pit stop. So yeah, Robsu, sorry, jumping back and forth at Robsu, putting pressure on Bog here. Bog in a very critical 5th place for the Division 4 driver. So Bog is not easy to get past. If you don't want to get past him, he will make it very tough for you. He's very clean, but he just has a real good habit of putting his car in the right place where you cannot make an overtake. But the Division 4 driver currently holding off the Division 2 driver, so doing well. Obviously equal cars as well, so there's no no advantage in cars like we had in the Race of Champions. Felix now closing in on the back of Hans Buer, and go for the move he is, but has he got enough? It seems like he's running out of speed towards the end. Hans Buer gives him the space there, good racing. I mean, Hans Buer knew He was just past him there and didn't want to get too involved in it. Robsu, meanwhile, is still all over the back of Bogorovsky. Bossmot's making a move on composite up into 13th place. Oh, and we have... Oh, Brother Adam, that is not the way to rejoin. Who has been involved in that at the back there? Was a Mercedes of... Unbelievable, getting in the way of the leaders. So I completely missed that. It was something to do with Brother Adam, I believe. I think Dymex has completely lost the lead, dropped down into 3rd place. So yeah, Brother Adam coming into the pits. I assume he has wing damage. It looked like that, and now he retires in the pits. Well, Brother Adam, if you are watching, that is not allowed in our league. That will give you a penalty because your car will now go out on the track and probably mess up other cars. So well done. Here you go. There's your car coming out. Well done. So you're already holding up one. Please pull off and retire. Who have we got coming up behind? That Felix. Where are we? I'm so hoping this doesn't. No, right, okay, so the car has now left the track, but that is why we don't do it, because potentially you could have just held up the leaders and caused a crash there. So anyway, back to the racing. Robsu still right up Bogorovsky's backside, and then behind him we've got KVKFC that is closing down at a rate of knots. So close, I'm not sure if that was a little nudge or whether it was just getting close. Bog, I say, doing such a good job of keeping Robsu behind him. We have, is that Bossmot's round ends. So Bossmot's disqualified from session for parks in a dangerous location. Right, so we are down to 15 runners, and it's only yellow, not a safety car, thankfully. Okay, so Adam's still on the tail and just going behind KV. And Robsu's passed as well. What happened to Bog? So Bog lost a place to Robsu, unfortunately. Looks like Dymex is struggling to get back on pace with the leaders. KV there moving his way up into 5th place. The Division 2 reserve driver, would expect him to be faster, especially on newer tyres as well, so he'll be now searching to get past Robsu. But Dymex, so unlucky. As I say, I didn't see what happened. I think he got caught up in the brother Adam incident before he retired in the pits. Oh, and then Dimex is around, so when it starts to go bad, it goes from bad to worse. So I'm going to jump off him and give him the dignity of recovering from that on his own. Meanwhile, Adam is still all over the back of Lanzi. He's not let him out of his sight the entire race. Having a look here, Guna as well closing in on the back of Queener. This will be a battle, I'm sure, this season, both in Division 4. So let's jump back to this main battle between KVK. He's soon going to hunt down Rob, so I think Bog just needed to keep behind him. I think he is starting to struggle a bit on those hard tyres. Don't think he has any damage. Seems to have both end plates, so... Oh, Robsu picking up a 3-second time penalty there as well, under a bit of pressure from KVK behind. Probably just tipped him over the edge a little bit, but lap number 26 we're on now, so we have 8 laps including the one we are on. We have a yellow. Why do we have a yellow flag? Can't see anybody has spun. So we've got a few gaps now as not too many cars are close together. Guna obviously still on the back of Queener, closing it down all the way along the start finish line, but still sort of half a second down. Just can't get himself into that range. I think the same with ABXMT Adam as well. Seven to go. Adam doesn't have long to try and get past Lanzi if he can. We have Bog is back past Robsu and Riker, so I'm assuming there was perhaps Robsu and KVK made a little bit of contact there, and Bog has taken advantage of that and jumped himself back up into 4th place, although he is quickly going to lose that to Robsu, who I think is opening up his ERS and has the benefit of DRS. Obviously KV and now all over the back of Bog as well. So, but Bog having a nice little battle there by the looks of it. Good to see. KV looking to move up the inside there. As you can see, Bog has given him enough room. Look at getting a good drive out of here. KVK use it. Oh, and we have Robsu off. Robsu looks like he got lost the back end. And we have a safety car. So yeah, Robsu, fortunate for him, was doing very well, having a good battle with Bog and KVK. As I say, I'm not sure if it was all completely clean, but there was sort of changing of positions quite frequently on that, but losing it round the dreaded turn number 9. On those, do you lift, do you go flat? So, who is going to pit? Well, we've got Dimex is going to pit. This could play back into his hands, puts himself back out in 3rd place, and I'm assuming he's gone for the softs, which he has. Guna continues on 6-lap old mediums, quite happy to go for position. Bog coming out now in 5th place, just dropped that position to Guna, but we'll look at making that back as quick as he can with the grippier tyres. KVK also dropping onto the soft tyres. Felix going for a set of mediums. Perhaps he did not have any softs available, but Mamba in 8th, so not too bad for him. He could still look at making up a couple of positions, but it looked absolutely dreadful for him at one point, down in 18th or 19th position, after really fighting for, well, second place, if not being on a decent pace with the leader at one point, but recovering up into 8th now, and obviously with this safety car is going to help drastically closing that field up. So Adam into the pits and Lanzi into the pits. Are they going to get out? Yeah, they're going to get out way before. But we are going to have a lap car of a man like fair play. I think he has just managed to unlap himself, which would be good because he will not then be involved in yep, so he can go around and unlap himself, so he is not going to be in this train, so there is going to be nobody other than positions, which is good. We're not going to have any back marker in the way. But we are now in the closing stages of this 5 laps, including the one that we are on. We're going to have, I mean, for this field to close up, I think the safety car could be out for another couple of laps, but it's certainly going to come in on the start of lap 32, because we must have 2 laps of racing. So let's see if Guna made a mistake staying out on those mediums. If he's got decent pace down the straights, he should be okay, but people are going to get much better launch behind him. Obviously sometimes it is good to have track position, especially with 2 laps to go. I think he was languishing a bit further down, around about 8th or 9th, so has pulled himself up quite dramatically. But Bog behind him will be desperate to get past. He wants that 4th place if he can. And if anybody in front of him gets a pen, he could well find himself on the podium. Let's have a look at warnings to see who has got okay, so it looks like the top 4 have all got 1 warning. Bog none. KVKFC has 1 warning. Felix has 2 warnings, and behind him we have Mamba on 1 warning. So Felix is the only one who's really on the cusp with 2 warnings. Guna getting as much heat into those tyres as he can. It's going to take a while to catch up. I mean, where's man like Donkey now? He is coming on the, just crossing the start-finish line now, so he's about a sector behind. I think he'll catch that up by the end of... I'm not sure if the safety car is going to come in at the end of this lap. It will definitely come in the end of next lap, because that will be beginning of lap 32. Where we do need the 2 weeks, the 2 laps of racing. So if it's coming in, it would be coming in. The lights would go out pretty shortly. No, we're staying out for another lap. Don't believe it would come in this late, but so we will have a 2-lap sprint at the end of the opening round of the Open Class Division 0, or Open Division. At the moment, Lanzi on for a win. So a win will still count on your statistics. So if you do win, you'll still get a win on your stats card showing that you've won. Won't go towards the F1s or the season stats that we do, because obviously that is just based on divisions 1 to 5 on the league season. And points, as I said before, are worked out on a multiplier. Something Bogorovsky, who we're jumping on board with now, has masterminded and worked out. It's pretty much based on, I think, Division 3. If you're a Division 3 driver, you get full points of 25. If you were Division 2, you'd get 0.75 of your 25 points, and if you're Division 1, like 0.5. It's along those kind of aspects, and then the same if you're in Division 5, you get, say, 1.5 times 25, so you'd end up with sort of 37 points for it. So a bit of a handicap system. I'm not going to try and work it out or explain it any more than I have done, but what I will say is the safety car is coming in on this lap, so Lanzi will be looking for a 2-lap sprint to try and secure his, well, the first win of season 5 for anybody, to be honest with you. Adam just behind will be looking to have something to say on that, and Dimex actually been given a bit of a second chance, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure what happened with brother Adam, but if there was any contact or an incident, I'm sure there will be discussions and potentially a report going in later. So Felix there was getting a little bit eager to overtake. So Bog gets past Guna, and KVK gets past Guna. Guna now dropped down into 6th place on those mediums, so I think it's going to be down to tyre warm up. And so we have a good few positions changing. Hansbu now past. So a lot of good racing going on, but I want to just jump to this front battle because Dimex is putting untold pressure on Adam at the moment. He wants this race win. To be honest, he deserves this race win. If it wasn't, if he made a mistake, then fair enough. But he's got himself back into it. Potentially with a safety car, put a bit wide there though. I think you're going to pick up more warnings if he's going to carry on doing that. So closing down towards the end of the penultimate lap, Lanzi keeping himself just half a second ahead of Adam. Obviously we won't have any DRS until the second lap, which is going to be the finish. So no DRS, all going to be done on ERS and on the track. Lanzi bringing a 120.062 there. Obviously the soft tyres are going to be quicker. Guna struggling, losing a place to Hans Buer there. Well, I have to say, I'm very impressed. Bog is managing to keep KVKFC behind him there. Wasn't much given there, but it wasn't much needed. Adam now looking for a final sprint on Lanzi. I think Dimex might have settled for a podium place. Guna losing another place there, down into 8th place. So pretty much back to where he would have been. Maybe a place better off than if he had stopped for the softs. But as I say, sometimes track position is key. KVK desperate to get past. Right, let's jump back to the front where Lanzi looks like he is going to bring it home for the opening win of Season 5 in the Open Division. And he does indeed. He crosses the line. Great result. Adam coming across in second. Dimex, a well-deserved third. Bogarovsky holding off KVKFC for fourth. And fifth. Sixth is Felix a Pirate. Guna bringing it home in seventh. Eighth is Queenar in ninth. We have Skipper 10th. Hans Boer will cross the line. Composite, I think, came home next because of pens to Espadera, who I think finishes in last place. I'm not quite sure how many pens he had. I think it was just a 3-second. But I'll be honest, there was some cracking racing going on there. A few little incidents I think might be spoken about later, but generally, considering we had a mix of abilities up there, I certainly don't think anybody showed themselves up, and it was good to see the likes of Bog up there, sort of battling with the Division 2 reserve in KVKFC, yeah, it's good to see. So hopefully, if this is the way the season is going to go, it's going to be quite interesting and good for everybody to watch. But congratulations to Lanzi, taking his first win in the Open Division. So the first win of Season 5. I'm sure he'll be looking to do the same in Division 1 once the actual league season gets underway. So first place we have Lanzi. In second, Adam aka ABXMT. A good battle there, just not quite enough to get past Lanzi. Dimex there was on the pace, not quite sure what happened at the end. But towards the end, but dropped him down a few places. We then have Bogarovsky with a fine fourth place in the McLaren, holding up KVK towards the end. Then we have Felix a Pirate, Guna, Queen, a Skipper, and Hans Boer rounding out the top 10. Then we have Composite, Man Like Donkey, and Jay Espadero was the last finishers. Mamba, Robsu, Bossmott's Brother Adam, JLC, Riker, and Brent were the non-finishers today. Okay, so it looks like we are potentially stuck in this session now, which is not a problem because we have come to the end of the broadcast anyway. But thank you ever so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed watching the Open class or Open Division for the first time. We'll have many more, hopefully, as long as we can get commentators to cover it. But yeah, don't forget, get out practicing. We will have lots of sort of little events coming up soon, sort of practice-wise. We will then have, say, the week before the league season starts, we'll have a proper pre-season friendly. And yeah, get underway for the new league season on the 6th of December. So, thank you ever so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have enjoyed the race. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.